Hello and welcome back to Winging It Waterfowl. I'm Troy Miller, your host. With me tonight, I have Ty Schenk with Dust Bowl Falco. This will be episode number 14 as it releases. So, Ty, go ahead and tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do, where everyone can find you.
Yeah, so my name's Ty Schenk, from Oklahoma, Central Oklahoma, and I have a little side hustle, Dust Bowl Falco. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok,
Yeah,
and we make some paracord lanyards over there. So
that's awesome. You haven't seen your little work. I know when we kind of first got started, you were one of the early followers, and you and me kind of got to talking a little bit. And you said you weren't real sure where you're what direction you're heading with everything. So,
yeah, I really didn't know at the time. I knew I wanted to do something, but I was just kind of hanging out and letting it kind of naturally turn into something. And then I have a funny story about the paracord lanyards when we get to it, and kind of the history there. But yeah,
gotcha.
I picked up lanyards again, and it's been fun. I
Awesome.
think I've been making them for 3 or 4 weeks now.
Yeah,
So yeah,
the stuff you've posted looks great. So those
I
are
appreciate it.
awesome work you've done. I I've been looking at the stickers as well. So is that
Yeah.
something that you just kind of picked up, or did you have a kind of a background in that, or just something you played around with, decide to print some, or how'd that come about?
Yeah. Man, I like being creative. So I really like the creative side of social media and kind of the design side. Um, so it's just fun for me. Something I've naturally just kind of picked up and played with. So
Awesome. So you
um,
said Central Oklahoma. Before I forget,
yes, sir.
where at?
Mhm.
Whereabouts?
So I'm about 30 miles south of Oklahoma City.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you're on the
So in
southern
between
side.
Oklahoma City and Lawton.
Yeah. I grew up north central Oklahoma. Well, I'm not grew up there, but
Okay.
I lived up there at Medford, a little bitty town.
Oh yeah.
It's
I'm
kind of
actually
by
supposed to go
Enid.
float up there December. So
Yeah, we lived there
Dr-
off and on a couple times when I was real young, when my dad was still in oil field. So, and then
yeah,
I grew
that's
up at
awesome.
Woodward and stuff like that before we moved out to the ranch. So I
Yeah.
was all over Oklahoma area for quite a while.
It's a small world.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Where are you at now?
I'm over in Border. It's
Okay.
kind of a medium sized town, about 50 miles east, northeast of Amarillo.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's where I've been here for going on 3 years. This is where my wife's
Very
from. So I
good.
moved over here about 3 years ago.
Nice.
So,
That's cool.
um, hunting wise, what
Mhm.
all do you do? I know you just said something about pheasant hunting.
Yeah. So I'll chase anything.
Yeah.
But really whitetail and waterfowl.
Yeah.
So growing up, my dad always took me deer hunting. I actually didn't start waterfowl hunting till I was in my mid 20s. Um, I had a buddy that did it, and I thought he was crazy. You're telling me that you get up at 3, 4 in the morning and you go into freezing water and you throw hunks of plastic out there and you go hide in some brush and you try to shoot these birds that have these little tiny breasts. Yes. Like you're crazy. I don't want anything to do with it. I don't want anything to do with it. But I told him I'd try it and I fell in love. There's something about waterfowl that, deer hunting it's rewarding, right? It's a big animal. But there's just something about waterfowl, the different species and the camaraderie. It's another level
Oh, it's
to me.
addicting. Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you rifle hunt, bow hunt, or kind of all? Because in Oklahoma, you'll have rifle, bow, and black powder.
Yep. Yeah. So I'm muzzleload rifle. I try to bow hunt. I'm not very good at it.
Yeah.
I've taken 1 year with my bow, and I for like the past 5 seasons. So I accomplished the goal, and I try, but it's not my strong suit.
What's y'all's what does y'all's deer season look like now, like lengthwise? Is it I know they've added onto it since I lived there.
So rifle is 16 days. You get 3 weekends and 2 weeks. Black powder, you get 9 days, and then bow season starts October 1st through the end of January, I believe.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I
So
know when
they switched up the tags situation too. So now you buy one tag and it for the whatever method you're using and it covers
well, that's a
all
lot
the animals.
simpler.
But yeah, it's I have my lifetime, so it doesn't really apply to me, but
Yeah, I wish my dad always talks about how he kicks himself before we moved to Oklahoma. They didn't get like himself and
yeah.
myself the lifetime hunting license before we moved to the ranch. And when I started, I think it was like 9 days is all we got for rifle season.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's short.
it was short. It was like 2 weekends, and it always fell right at my birthday. And so I was like, it was all gas whenever season rolled around. That's all we do. And so
So your birthday into November?
yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah.
there at the end of November, and so it would always either be kind of like at the very beginning or very end of the season, or right in the middle kind of deal. And then, like I said, that little bit that we hunted in Oklahoma before we moved to Texas, when I first started hunting, it was always wild, wild west over there because we didn't hunt public land, but where we hunted, like it was surrounded by public land. I mean, it's
Yeah.
opening morning always was like World War III.
Everybody hunts.
Yeah. It's just, I mean, as soon you can tell that you didn't have to carry a watch for shooting light 'cause you'd hear
No.
it.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
But so, uh, you still deer hunting. You said waterfowl hunting. Buddy of yours got into it. You said so. How
Yeah.
long have you been doing that now?
Oh, probably since 2016. So 9 or 10. I think this is probably my 10th season.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. I kind of started with a similar situation, which we didn't have over. I grew up at Wheeler, kind of right on the Oklahoma state line, where my
Mm,
family's ranch is. We're a mile and a half off the state line to Oklahoma, over towards Elk City area, and yeah, we didn't have much for waterfowl hunting. My family have some ponds, but we just never got into it. And I was like, nah, I don't want to do it. And then my buddy invited me up. I was already going up
yeah.
to see him, and he's like, well, bring your shotgun and get you some waders. We'll go waterfowl hunting up at Salt Lake City. And I was like, I don't know. And he's like, just get some cheap waders. It doesn't matter. So I did that. And
Yeah.
we didn't do great, and he really didn't know a whole lot about it either. But we did. We went out for 2, 3 days up there at one of the WMAs up at the Great Salt Lakes, and man, I was hooked immediately. So kind of similar situation. I was like, nah, I don't want to do it. Never had any
Yeah.
interest in it growing up. I've always been a big deer hunter myself. So
It seems crazy with the amount of gear that you can buy. I mean, you don't always have to buy all the
oh
gear.
yeah.
I mean, when I started, I had handy down waders, hardcore decoys used to have a really cheap economy pack and whatever Academy had for gear. I mean, we were in it cheap. We were poor, very poor. So we were just doing what we could to get out there. And I, I probably killed more birds with less gear,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
the gear's fun. It makes it fun.
oh yeah. Yeah. I still run my game winners from Academy. I
Oh
still
yeah.
I still have them out in my spread.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think after this season, they're either going to need to be retired, turned into black ducks, or touched up. I was like,
Right.
the paint's getting a little weathered. So I was like, I'm either going to make them black ducks or I'm gonna have to learn how to paint. One more hobby, I guess, to do.
Hey, what's another hobby?
Yeah, but yeah, I started out with some cheap Academy waders and everything. So, and then those ended up getting lost somehow. I don't remember how. Loaned them to a friend or something, and then I bummed a pair of from Blake for like 2 seasons because we'd always just hunt together. And so I finally got my own. Spent a little bit of money, and I was like, okay, the waders, I'll spend money on everything else. I don't have to have the coolest stuff.
It's a rabbit hole, man. You
Yeah,
can start on one end and end up on the other end, and
there's
you
always
can spend
something.
$100 or $1,000 on something, and it's I don't know.
Yeah, our buddy Addison, his dad, they for this trip to Nebraska that we just got back from, they took and forgot a few things. So they were like, "Well, we'll just run into Shields." There's one kind of up in the general area. I think it ended up being like an hour and a half away. They went in and they walked out. I think they said they spent almost $2,000
Oh man,
buying all
have you
new
been to a
stuff.
Shields?
Oh yeah, I've only been to the one in Salt Lake. They're awesome.
Man,
I
so
could
we got
spend a
one in
day in there.
Tulsa. Yeah, yeah, we got one in Tulsa this early this year, late last year. I don't remember, but it's amazing.
Yeah,
It's like Academy, Bass Pro, Cabela's, all them in one area. It's great.
yeah. I stopped in.
So
We actually came to Oklahoma City yesterday, and I jumped in. That's where I had my vehicle parked. I jumped in with Blake on the way up there at Oklahoma City, kind of halfway point or meeting point for us. And I went and parked my car there for the week, and I jumped back in. I was like, man, I need to go get a vest for my dog. It's like I'm gonna run into. I was like, it's probably a terrible, terrible decision, but I'm gonna run into Bass Pro and look for this one thing. So I was like, I'm gonna take my dog in there with me so that you know have a reason to get in, get out. And they didn't ended up having the vest I wanted in her size. So walked in and out of there in less than 10 minutes. And I was like, man, I don't think I've ever done that.
Made it
Didn't spend
out.
a dime. I was pretty proud of myself.
Yeah, that's an accomplishment.
So. So, getting into the lanyards,
Yeah.
how did that come about?
Well, it's kind of a funny story. Back during COVID, I worked in a warehouse for PACCAR. They pulled like Kenworth and Peterbilt truck parts.
Uh-huh.
Her COVID policy was really strict. So if you had a fever or any symptoms or anything, they'd send you home. And I think I ended up getting strep or something, and they made me sit at home for 2 weeks.
Mm.
And I was bored out of my mind. So I was like, I've got to find something to do. We're on, kind of on the lockdown, kind of not. No one really knows what's going on. It's still early COVID. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to learn how to paracord. Like, it can't be too hard. Like, we've got YouTube, we can figure it out. And it just kind of evolved from there. I started making them with no intention on selling them. This was 2020, 2019. And then I ended up with a bunch of lanyards and a lot of money in the hole. And my wife wouldn't let me buy any more material until I sold some of the ones I had. So I was like, well, yeah, that makes sense. So I ended up throwing them up on Facebook Marketplace, on Etsy, wherever I could, put them, and ended up selling them. I think I sold 20 or 30 lanyards. Wasn't really selling them under a brand or anything, but just selling them to buy more material to make more because I was bored.
Yeah.
And then fast forward to today, I started Dust Bowl Fowl Co. I had some stickers, didn't really know what I was doing. I go up in the attic and I find my tote of paracord and I see a half finished lanyard. I'm like, man, that's pretty sweet. I should finish that. So I picked it up and I sit in my chair and I started messing with it, and here I am now. Like 3 or 4 weeks later, I've made probably another 10 or 15 lanyards, and I said, why not Dust Bowl? So here we are.
Yeah. So how long does one take? Do you have just like a kind of a generalized one that you do and then just do different colors, or do you have a couple different designs?
Yeah. So I've got a few right here.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So
definitely.
they all start with this neckband right here.
Uh-huh.
That's kind of the design I like to do. It's wide and it's flexible, but it's still kind of beefy. It sits on the neck really nice. And then I do these kind of helix designs here. And then on the neck piece, I try to do different stuff. So like this one has like a bootlace weave. This is actually the one I've hunted with for the past 4 or 5 years, probably. It's one of the original ones I did. Um, but yeah, designs like that. And then now I'm kind of messing with this round braid. So just kind of experimenting, trying to figure out what feels the best, what people like.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that make them. The market's pretty saturated. So trying to kind of put myself out there on social media and get to know people and have conversations like this, in hopes of, building relationships and building the brand. So,
Yeah.
but to answer your question, one of these takes about 2.5 hours, probably.
Okay. And then you do all the braiding and everything yourself and then add all the hardware
Yep.
yourself?
Yep. All the braiding, all the hardware. Yeah, I do everything at night when, the kids are in bed. I've got, a wife, 2 kids, and one on the way.
Oh, wow, congratulations.
Work full time. Thank you. Yeah, work full time in supply chain, and um, I'm also in college. So
Yeah,
busy,
I know
really
you
busy.
said you had studies, and I was gonna ask you, what are
Yeah,
you going to
yeah.
school for?
For engineering management.
Oh, okay.
So I've got 4 classes left, man. I'm almost done. I'm
This is
almost
for your
done.
bachelor's or?
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome.
I haven't decided if I'm going in for my graduate yet, but we'll see.
So what
I
is,
don't like to be.
so what does that entail? Like, once you finish that, does that is that in line with what you're doing now, or is that going to be a complete career
No,
change?
no, it'll be what I'm doing now. So originally I wanted to do like industrial engineering,
Hmm.
but the engineering management systems degree is kind of a mixture of engineering, business, and management.
Yeah.
So it kind of falls in line with that supply chain. Like a lot of crossover.
So is it like commercial supply chain, or what exactly is it that you do?
I'm in oil field, so I work for a valve manufacturer, and I do all their forecasting, and it's a team and we do the forecasting and demand planning.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So yeah, it's fun.
Um, and you said you have two kids and one on the way. So how old are
Yep.
your kids?
So I've got two girls, 6 and 2, and then I finally got a little boy on the way, and he is supposed to be here Christmas Eve. So
Oh, wow. So it's coming up
yeah,
quick.
yeah. We're like 3 or 4 weeks, any day, whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's game time.
Yeah, is your daughter the model that you had on there for some
Yeah.
years?
Yeah, so I was making lanyards and she's like, I want a lanyard. I want a lanyard. And okay, kids deserve full lanyards too.
Yeah,
So for anyone listening, I can make kid sizes. I even made my boy one. It's really small. So for his room, but
well,
yeah,
that'd be cool. So
yeah.
have you gotten your kids out hunting or anything yet, or involved in any way?
My 6-year-old has been deer hunting with my dad and I, like in a blind. But man, with kids, weather and keeping them interested, it's hard.
Yeah,
You want it to be fun, but you don't want them to be miserably cold or miserably bored. Just kind of, I don't know, trying to ride that line of keeping them interested. But
yeah. I've got
you have kids?
yeah, I've got three daughters and a boy. So I've got
Oh, nice. Okay,
11. My three daughters are 11, 9, and 5, and then my son's 1. So
nice. Okay, so you
my
probably thought you're going to be just a girl dad too.
oh, we'd given up hope, and then
Yeah,
finally got a boy, and I was like, yes, I'm not alone. We
I
had,
thought for sure. So this third one, it's a girl. Like it's fine. It's a girl. I'm a girl dad, and that's what it is. And found out as a boy, and I said, man, that's crazy. But super excited.
yeah, I was like,
And
man,
congrats. That's awesome, man. That's a blessing.
yeah, there's no girls on my side of the family. My dad, like on my dad's side, it's all boys and everything, and there hasn't been a girl born in like I think it'd been like almost 70 years
Oh my
until
gosh. That's
I started
crazy.
having girls. It's like I'm never gonna have a boy. I was like, we just changed the whole curse. So and then
We'll
finally
bring
got a
all the
boy.
girls.
But
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah, my oldest daughter, she went hunting last year, and then this year we went out for youth season, and we haven't got her a deer yet.
Mhm.
But and then my middle daughter, she's not going to start hunting this year. We just start them at 10 is what we kind of just family tradition in my
Yeah.
family is we start hunting actually pulling the trigger at 10.
Oh yeah, for
But
sure.
but they're both been on the rifle quite a bit. I bought them a 22 a couple years ago to start in on that, and then they've started with the big rifles and everything. So, but no duck hunting yet, and I'm like,
No.
that's where I hunt. It's a little too dangerous for me to want to be taking
Yeah.
kiddos.
Are you
So
on public?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Get a little rowdy out there.
big water. It's really not too bad because there's not a lot of waterfowl hunters over here. I mean, there's a lot of goose hunting, goose field hunting, and
Oh
stuff
yeah.
like that. But like actual waterfowl hunt, duck hunting, there's not a lot of us. But it's the weather's so sporadic over here, and it's in a canyon, and so
Oh,
it just
yeah.
if that wind comes out of a certain direction, it's brutal. And so
Gotcha.
I was like, yeah, we're gonna wait till they're a little bit bigger. Maybe once I get like a John boat, because right now I do kayak.
Oh yeah.
And so I'll either walk it if I have a walk-in spot somewhere, or I do kayak. So I was like, yeah, even for me, that gets a little sketchy sometimes. So
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
like, let's get a little more comfortable with deer hunting and everything else, and then we'll transition into waterfowl. So they're not quite there yet. But
Yeah, I started mine off on like an airsoft gun, and we're not there yet.
yeah,
It's going to take a lot more maturing. Yeah,
you said she's 6, so
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
She's got a lot to go.
Those crickets are
I
real
think
nice to get them
good.
started on. We bought my niece a cricket when she was
Mhm.
about that age, and she got pretty dead on with it. And I even tried shooting it. It's just too much. I can't. The sight picture is just too much. I have to kind of hold it out there like that. But
That's
I bought my girls a little Savage 22, the one same one I grew up with, and I was like,
yeah,
it's not too big for them to handle, but it's big enough that like they're gonna be able to grow and keep using it. So,
definitely.
but um, what is and you said your um, what does your wife do?
She is a software developer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah. So she gets to work from home, and do all that techie smart stuff. I can't even begin to explain what she does, but yeah. So she's super smart.
Yeah. Are y'all both from that area or?
She grew up in the city, Midwest city, and which is like a little suburb of Oklahoma City. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Midwest City.
Yeah.
And then I grew up in Amber, Oklahoma. So super small rural town. It's kind of funny when we met. She was actually a vegan from the city, and I'm just like this country boy with deer on the wall and this opposite people. So opposites attract, I guess.
Yeah.
So
Does she,
she's not a vegan. No,
I was gonna say, did she still vegan or she give that
no,
up?
no.
Does she,
Yeah, she gave up.
does she hunt and everything too, or?
No, she's never really shown interest in hunting. She's okay. She's good with it. She supports me in whatever I do. But she'll get involved in the Delta stuff, the Delta waterfowl stuff, the conservation side a little bit. But no, she's taking care of the babies while I'm out. So
That's
I
awesome.
appreciate her for that. Yeah.
Yeah, can't do without them. That is for
Oh,
sure. Um,
she's the glue, man. She's the glue.
yeah. So with the lanyards, I saw that you have kind of a cooperative going on with what was their
Yeah.
name? Prairie Storm Leather. Is
Yeah.
that right?
Yep. Prairie Storm leather. So a buddy of mine, kind of around the same time, he said, I really want to pick up leather. Um, and here's one of the lanyards he's done. So kind of the rope style lanyards, kind of like Fowler Hyde does, right?
Hmm.
Um, he started cranking these out, and I take them home and I finish the drops and do the drops out of paracord.
Okay, so
So
that's a full. Is that a leather core or is that a
yeah,
just wrapped
yeah.
leather?
So do what?
How does he make the leather? Is it just like, is it got a rope core or anything in it?
Yeah, rope core, and then he hand punches, and hand stitches all of this.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah. I
Uh,
helped him the other night, and my fingers are still hurting from getting poked with the needle sewing. It was rough.
yeah,
So
I got
takes him some time to do those.
I got into leather a little bit last year, and I made my partner Blake. I made him a duck call lanyard, but
Yeah.
I did punches and I did kind of designing, and I did flat leather, and I doubled it up. And I was
Mhm.
like, oh, this isn't going to be too bad. And then I started doing the hand stitching. That took,
It's
I mean, so long. My hands were just raw, and I had
oh, man.
punches, and then I broke so many needles, and I finally invested and got an actual stitcher, and I was like a
Yeah.
stitching needle and everything to push them or to finish those holes and everything. And I was like, that is so much nicer. But and I was like, if that's something I ever do, we're gonna have to invest in a sewing machine.
Definitely. And I was watching Fowler's social media. They actually have like a press with a big stamp, and it presses all the holes, and they just sew it
Oh,
up, and
that'd be
it
so
looks so
nice.
nice. Yeah. They've got it down,
Yeah.
which I mean, their stuff is awesome, right? But
So did you know him before this, or did y'all
that's
meet through
actually the
this?
buddy that got me into duck hunting.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So he's from your little he's right there as well then, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Y'all still get to
Mhm.
hunt together and everything too?
Yeah. Him and his little brother, which is pretty much like my little brother. That's our primary groups that we go hunt with.
Do y'all hunt public around that area, or kind of what's your hunting area look like?
It just depends. I mean, we started out public,
Mhm.
strictly public land. Walk in, no boat. It was, an experience. We cut our teeth, pretty rough. Then we picked up some private spots here and there. But Oklahoma, I don't know about your area, but it just seems like it's harder and harder to get permission these days.
Yeah. So we just went on that trip, and we're using on X and everything. And there's
Mhm.
where we went, the area. I'm not gonna spot burn or anything on that on
Yeah.
the landowners either. But we're using on X, and I use it around here. And I mean, I've got one place that I have permission on. It's not public, And then there's several of the owner. It's an owner program, like farmer program, like they lease the land for public hunting kind of deal. And it's just, I don't know what use it is. I don't, I don't know if
Yeah.
to me, it seems like a money laundering scheme because these guys, it's farmland and they leave the ag on it for a week or two of dove season. And I mean, they completely bale it up, do all their stuff, whatever it is they're farming on that area. And then it's just dirt for the rest of the season. I'm like, you can't even hunt anything on it. But
No.
yeah, I've tried to get permission around here and I just no luck. No luck whatsoever. Like I either can't get a call back or they're just not interested at all. But we go up to Nebraska and almost every person I called that I actually got the number for and was able to, Google stock and all this other stuff and get their number.
Yeah.
We got permission on. We got one guy spent like half an hour, 45 minutes on the phone texting. He's like, just text me, don't call. And so I'm sitting there texting. He's just, who are you? Where are you from? What are you doing up here? How'd you get a hold of me? All this stuff. And I was like, man, I'm about done with you. I'm not going to spend 30, 45 minutes just to get a no. And then all of a sudden he's like, are you still in the area? I was like, yeah, we're in the general area scout. And he's like, meet me over here. And then it was just one after another. After he's like, follow me, follow me, follow me. He's like, I got some other places you're interested. And it ended
That's
up being
awesome.
like 10, 15,000 acres.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
he's like, you can go here, 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 shoot whatever you want as long as it's in season. I don't care. And that dude was just super cool. Like he was awesome.
He
And then
sent
he's
you
like,
through the ringer first, though.
oh yeah, I was like, man, I was like, I'm glad I didn't give up on that because I was right there. But yeah, we
Y'all
had
have some pretty good luck on his stuff.
yeah, it was okay. Our weather just the weather did not go according to plan. The first 2 days was pretty decent, 2, 3 days
Mm.
when it was because when we got up there, it was 15 degrees when we pulled
Oh,
into
wow.
Nebraska and it was cold. We were fighting ice and all this stuff, which we're not used to. Like I'm from, I get some ice up here, but the other two guys, they're from Houston and Louisiana, so
Yeah.
they don't mess with ice at all. And but that first
We
couple
might
days
get
was
it
pretty good.
sometimes a year, so.
Yeah, I've last 2 years up here in my area, I've messed with ice and it's just been real tiny ice. Like, I mean, you look at it and it breaks. But that was trudging through that was pretty rough because we had about a 750, 800 yard walk in on one and probably 300 yards of it was ice. Break through that, pulling
Oh,
that sled. And I told Blake, I was like, I'm struggling up here. He's like, let me get in front of you, break the ice. And so we had the dog in between us and I was pulling the sled and he
yeah.
was just being a little icebreaker for me. But yeah, we did okay. It was the weather. Once it warmed up, all those birds just disappeared. I mean, because we were that first good morning that we had, it was thousands upon thousands of birds and flying in and migrating in. And then once that weather warmed up, they just pushed right out. But it was still a blast. We still had a good time.
Yeah.
So
Do y'all try to go on like one trip a year
yeah,
or
yeah, that's kind of what we've been trying to do. We started out when we first kind of really started getting serious about waterfowl. We went to Arkansas and had no idea what we were doing. Um, and that was kind of a trip from hell. It was 5 days of, I think we shot maybe 5 birds total. And we went to
all
Arkansas
public
public.
land
Yeah, it
or?
was all public land,
Yeah.
freelancing. We had some friends tell us, this is the area you need to go to. It's super famous for waterfowl. And so we went up there and it was awful. We had no idea what we were doing. Knowing what I know now, I probably still wouldn't go back. It was just,
Right.
it's not my cup of tea. The boat races and the chaos and everything is just a little too much for me. But this,
Did you hunt flooded timber?
say what?
Did you do like the infamous flooded timber?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We went on the Black Rivers actually, where we went
Okay.
up there in northern Arkansas. So
Yeah.
I mean, it was really cool to experience. But I don't
Right.
know. It'd take a lot of planning and some inside knowledge of the area before I'd agree to go back to do that. So, but
It always looks so cool in pictures, the mallards just coming in into the trees. But I've never
yeah,
been to Arkansas for hunting like that. So
yeah, where we went, we could see a lot of birds, and we were late
mm,
season. We were right at the end of season for Arkansas, and so I think that had a lot to do with it. They were pretty streetwise birds. I mean,
very educated.
tons and
And
tons and tons of them. You could see them. They were just way up there, and they wanted nothing to do with calling. They wanted nothing to do with decoys, and so, but It's still, like I said, experience. But
Yeah.
so down there where you hunt at, do you hunt in your
Mhm.
local area or do you travel quite a
Yeah.
bit?
It kind of depends. I try to stay within 30, 45 minutes of the house.
Do y'all have a pretty decent
Uh,
selection of public there to choose from, or
mm, it's okay. I mean, we have quite a bit, but it's usually overhunted.
yeah,
It's a lot of not taking stabs at anyone, but a lot of the young guys that are starting out that are just, I don't wanna say it without being, coming off as rude. They don't know what they're doing, and they're obnoxious a lot of times. You're
yeah?
getting pepper. People are sky busting birds and pass shooting birds, are calling nonstop, and, man, it's hard. It's hard. Not to knock it though, because I appreciate it. It's somewhere to go and somewhere to get out in the outdoors, and it's great to have, and we need it. But, I wish people had a little bit of manners out there.
What's your style of hunting? Do y'all for the private land that y'all do have access to? Do y'all have like pit blinds, or is it still kind of boat in, walk in? Like, what's y'all's hunting scenarios kind of look like?
So, it really just depends on the location, but usually a layout blind for some ponds, and then wheat fields or ag fields like that, we'll use layout blinds. But if we can get on a good tree line or a good fence line, sometimes we can do like a frame or a panel blind, something like that.
Is it
So,
usually just the three of y'all, or do y'all kind of have a bigger group than that?
um, my buddy's wife has started to go. Not Murph, but his little brother, his wife has started to go. So it's usually four, if not another buddy of ours. So 3 to 5.
Yeah.
We have two of the Cabela's A-frames that we can link together.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this last
Yeah.
trip was my first time kind of using the panel blinds and stuff like that. And we made an A-frame out on one in the middle of the water, and they're pretty cool. I got to get me one now. 'Cause that's always my biggest
They're
problem is hide. And I'm like,
yeah.
if I can find one that I can fit, and I've been looking at that Tide we want. I'm like, that might be the ticket. But yeah, that's my biggest problem is my hide where I hunt at.
It's hard. It's hard, and the hide can make or break your hunt.
Oh, definitely.
Um, we've had luck just sitting on a bank, but once the sun's up, you're done. You
Yeah.
might catch them on the first flight, but um, well, layouts are fun, but it's hard to see sometimes, especially on like water.
Yeah.
Geese will tell you when they're coming. Ducks, not so much. They come in pretty hot and heavy. So,
Do you do mostly geese or mostly duck or a pretty good combination of both?
um, I prefer geese.
Do you?
I like the calling. I like how, big they are, how vocal they are. I like not getting wet when it's 20 degrees outside. So I'll take a field hunt any day. But there's something about um like divers over big water that's really fun too.
Do y'all get divers in that area on some of the bigger lakes and stuff? Or
Yeah, yeah. We get them on some big watersheds too. I've shot buffleheads and canvasbacks and scaup and ringnecks and different redhead was actually my first bird
oh wow.
on our public lake. So yeah, I got lucky. First big duck was a redhead, and first goose was banded.
Oh
So
wow.
you can't really get more lucky than that on your first birds. So it was good.
Do y'all see mostly Canadas, or do y'all have some specks and snows and stuff like that too?
Mostly Canadas. If we get big groups of migrators, we'll get some specks and some snows here and there. But mostly Canadas, mostly lesser Canadas too.
Oh,
So
okay. Yeah, I know usually that's what I see when I'm going through that area is mostly
mhm.
Canada's. Now does Oklahoma still have a conservation season for snows?
I believe so. Yeah, I've never tried to go out and target them specifically. But I've always wanted to try to freelance Arkansas snows.
Yeah.
People tell me it's crazy though. It's a mess. So I don't know. Maybe one day.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never been after the snows before. I know Texas just got rid of theirs, so I don't know how long that's going to be in effect for, but we tried to get on a few of them up there calling on them, and we just could never get them. We had some that were sitting there kind of kind of thinking about. We never could pull them all the way in, which I'm not a good goose caller. I can make a honk, and that's about it. I have one on my lanyard just because a couple years
Yeah.
ago, Blake spent 30 minutes calling one single in while we were duck hunting. I was like, I got to get me a goose call now. I've never seen
Yeah.
one. Had never seen one since in my duck spread until this last
That's
week up in Nebraska. So,
sounds yeah, goose calling, it's way different. So much more air than a duck call.
yeah, there's a,
Yeah.
it seems like there's a lot more actual notes and kind of
Mhm.
cadences and everything else to hit too, just from a little bit of I've seen of it and heard of it.
Yeah, I was watching, Kyle it was Kyle Jones. He just won
Let's
the
say he just
world
won the
goose
world goose calling
yeah.
championship.
Listening to his routine, I'm like, "Man, that's crazy." It's crazy what people can do with that.
Yeah. Oh man, any of those professional callers, I'm like, I'd run out of breath a third of the way through. I don't know how they do
Yeah.
it.
I'll get 4 or 5 notes in. Oh, man.
So
It's rough.
did you kind of self teach on goose calling and duck calling, or did you have someone that kind of taught you how?
Lots of I'm still not very good, but lots of YouTube videos. You got guys like, JT Calls and, Midwest Flyways. They have great tutorials out there. Man, it took just on my drive to work, to and from work, just practicing.
Yeah, yeah. My
Yeah,
my calls stay up on my
driving me
mirror
like crazy.
most of the year.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
about the if I'll drive my family crazy sitting here dead in the house if I try to practice. So I try to do mine on the driving.
for
They don't
sure.
think it's as annoying now that my son. I gave him a call for his birthday when he turned 1, and he sit there and finally figured it out. And they're like, "Oh, it's cute." I'm like, "Yeah, when he does it, it's cute. When I do it, y'all
Yeah.
just say it's annoying. Go outside."
When I sound like a kazoo, everyone runs away and gets mad. I don't know. That's not fair. But once you get it, it seems like you get it for the
Yeah,
most part. Figuring out how to present the air was the biggest challenge for me.
yeah. I just moved over to single read this year, and so that was a bit of a learning curve. Everything
Yeah.
I've had before was a double read on my duck calls, and then I moved over to the single read, and I prefer it a lot better. But it's definitely been a bit of a learning curve. I switched over the other day back to my double read while we were out hunting, and I was like, "Oh, that sounds awful. I'm gonna put that back down."
I picked up a single read 3 years ago from 737.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy it.
Yeah, they're local to your area, aren't they? They're kinda in the Metroplex?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Were they Seminole? So they're probably an hour from me.
they're out east of the city, aren't they? I think, if
Mhm.
I remember right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd talked about trying to go in there, but they were closed on Sundays when we came through, and
It's a
so,
really cool shop.
yeah, we're
Really
like
cool shop.
yeah, when we planned it, we're like, "We're gonna meet up that Sunday," is when we met up, and I was like, "Oh, we could go here," and then we're like, "Never mind, it's Sunday," and so we missed out on it, but and
Yeah.
then on the way back, we were just so ready to get home after being gone for 8 days.
Tired.
Yeah, I was like
8 days.
yeah, it was a blast, but man, it was long. It's the longest I've ever been from away from my family and stuff like that. And I was like halfway through, I was like, "Is it worth it?" Yeah, I guess it's the one time I do anything, so I better enjoy it while I
Right.
can. So, um, your local area, you said you do help with some conservation as well. Is that
Yeah.
through like DU
So
and Delta, or tell us a little bit about that?
yeah. So my buddy Murph, right? We attended a banquet, a Delta Waterfowl banquet, in the city, and man, we had a blast. We had attended it for 2 or 3 years, and then I was telling him, I said, "Man, I think we should give back. We should get involved. We've enjoyed it for this many years. Why not get involved and learn it and give back?" And we did, and it's been great. So we host an annual banquet every year, and we probably bring 200-300 people into a room and have dinner and silent auctions, live auctions, and it's a blast. It's a really good time.
That sounds like it. I've never got to make it to a banquet. We don't have Delta over here, local chapter or anything like that in this area, but we have ducks, and I missed it every time the last 2 years I've tried to make it. It's on a weekend where I'm either working or out of town, and so I've missed it the last 2 years. And then the closest one outside of that is going down to Lubbock, and I'm like, yeah,
Yeah. How far is that?
it's 3.5 hours from here.
Oof. Yeah,
So
that's a long
it's about
long
equal
trip.
distance for me to go to Oklahoma City as it is to Lubbock. So It's always
Yeah. Well, if you do decide to come to one, since it's the same distance, man, come on down.
when do y'all hold y'all's?
It's usually in September,
Oh, okay. Yeah,
right before bow. Yeah, like end of September.
yeah, that's a pretty good little time. Is that that's right for is that right before or right after y'all's till season kind of kicks off?
I don't remember what. I think it was right after or right during this year. So we try we try to plan it around OU football
Oh, okay.
and hunting, because we got a lot of deer hunters and a lot of OU football fans, and they'll pick that over the banquet, man. So
Yeah,
we got to plan it right.
I understand that.
Yeah.
So, do y'all do y'all have quite a bit of opportunity over there for volunteering or habitat work, or is it mostly from a financial side that opportunity?
Yeah, so we work pretty close with the game wardens and the Parks and Rec, and we try to volunteer out in the WMAs. I think last year I wasn't involved directly with it, but they replaced one of the information like bulletins out at one of the WMAs. We actually helped save hunting at one of the local lakes, and they're about to get rid of it. And our chairman, or yeah, our chairman went out there and told him like, hey, a lot of people depend on this. This is close to home hunting, and we'll help, keep it going, whatever we need to do. So we stepped up and helped save some local hunting opportunities. So
Oh man, that's awesome.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. That was one crazy thing up there when we went to Nebraska was seeing how much DU land and everything. Like all the stuff up there is like DU sponsored, open to public and everything. And so I was like, man,
Yeah,
that's awesome. I wish we had a little bit more around here, but this area it's Playa Lake and is about the only opportunity you get. And so there's not a whole lot because I mean, one year it's here and one year it's not. There's been several areas that I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to hunt that and next year if I can get some permission. People be interested. Like, well, if we have water next year, then yeah, come hit me up. And there's no water, and
yeah,
so yeah, I wish we had those opportunities around here to be able to kind of open up that part of the like the volunteering and habitat work and
yeah.
all that stuff like that. We just not here. I don't know if there's just not interest from them or just not a not a good turnout in previous years for organizations like them to kind of come in and do something.
Yeah.
But
I'll have to ask my regional director and see. I think he's over Oklahoma and Kansas. I don't know if he does any Texas or not. I'll have to ask him. But
yeah, I know I'd
yeah.
looked the last time I looked at Delta, it was when it's like pick your chapter kind of deal. When it's saying that
Hmm.
it was saying Oklahoma City is the closest to me, so I don't know if
Wow.
like DFW is the closest outside of that or not, but because that's
Hmm.
6 hours away from me. So I was like, the
That's
Oklahoma
crazy.
is definitely a lot closer.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. We actually had the Delta Expo was in Oklahoma City this year. So that was a blast. That
yeah,
was really fun.
I'd wanted to go to that. Me and Blake had talked about it, and then just family life. He just had a kid, and then I just had a kid, and everything. We're like, yeah, probably not going to swing it this year with our Nebraska trip. There's only so much we could probably get away with for our wives. We're like, nope.
Yeah. Got to toe the line, man. You got to keep them happy and still show up. So yeah, I get it.
Oh yeah,
But in our backyard, I couldn't help myself. We had a little booth there too for our local chapter, and man, it was really cool to see all the different vendors. It was all waterfowl,
I
and
heard
the
it was a pretty
one,
good turnout this year.
yeah, yeah,
Did they do that in a? Is that one a full week long, or is it just like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
it was Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah. Did y'all kind of boost up your membership or anything like that? Do y'all do like a membership drive during something like that, or how does that work for y'all?
Yeah, kind of. We don't want to. I mean, I won't say we don't want to get too volunteer heavy, but you don't want to get too many trying to run a banquet or too many volunteers. But we definitely try to recruit membership and interest in the banquet and different opportunities to get involved.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, what was your favorite part of the expo this year?
Mm, Probably the grand banquet. It was really cool. We saw a piece of art go for, I don't remember the exact number, but $20,000, $30,000.
Oh wow,
So just that amount of money going to conservation was really cool to see.
yes sir. So you got to stay for the whole thing and experience. the whole expo, not just a one day drive up there, pop in kind of deal. So I
Yeah.
bet that was a
No,
lot of fun. You got to see everything.
yeah, I worked the booth a little bit here and there and just walked around and got to talk to people and kind of see everything. And I think I went every day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So with the call lanyards and the stickers, is there anything else you're kind of trying to branch out to, or is that kind of just going to be the focus for a while? Like, kind of where do you see that going?
Man, I don't really know. I'm trying to find what people like in the lanyards and really nail that down. I'd always imagined doing some kind of like apparel, but just the overhead on that, I don't know. Um, Maybe gunslings and totes and stickers. Stickers are fun. Everybody loves stickers,
Oh yeah,
right? So definitely keeping those around and trying to find new designs for those. But man, wherever God leads it, I'm here for it. So
yes, sir. That's awesome. It looks like you get a pretty good turnout of response to it so far. Have you do you sell them just like people messaging you, or if you set up like a online store or anything?
yeah, so I set up a Shopify store for them. I put all the pre-made ones on there. It's super easy to buy them there, and then I'll put them on like Marketplace to get interest, and I'll push people to the store. And then yeah, I take custom orders too. So kind of what I've done to start out with, I ordered a mystery box of paracord from Atwood Rope and get some pretty weird colors in there. So you might see me, like I like the crazy blues and stuff, but I'm just trying to make stuff out of what I got.
Yeah.
So experimenting with colors and hopefully someone will like it down the road and I'll sell it. But
Now on your lanyards, how do
Mhm.
you do like a specific number of call drops, or do you are they removable? And I haven't ever
Yeah.
got to look at them close enough, I guess, from the pictures, and it
Yeah. So
looked
they're
like they're
removable.
removable.
Yeah. I typically do four. But here's the setup. I'm trying out one of our newer leather lanyards with a flat strap.
Oh, okay.
Um,
That's pretty sharp.
yeah, my buddy's got a little laser engraver, so I got Dust Bowl in there. But yeah, so I typically run two goose calls, two duck calls, a whistle, a finisher, and I got my little cross on there. But yeah, so that's what I typically run. I never really use them all, but it's what I like to have on me.
Yes, sir. So, speaking of what's on your lanyard, what kind
Yeah,
of walk us through what you carry with you out in the field in your blind bag or hunting bag, whatever you want to call it.
cool. Yeah. Let's see. So ammo, right? Got to have that. Micro. I haven't shot these yet, but I'm excited to try them out. Got the 2 and 4
The 2-4
load.
stacked.
Yeah. It's like Mary Poppins bag, man. It's deep. Um, DSLR, older style camera. I like to play around with photography too.
I was
So
going to ask you about that. I'm glad you brought that up. Do you do a lot of the photography that's on your page on your
yeah,
Instagram?
all of it.
Okay,
Yeah,
those are
do
some
all of
sharp
it.
photos. I meant to ask you because
Appreciate
I
it.
wasn't sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an old camera, but with Lightroom and some patience, I can capture some stuff here and there.
Yeah,
It's fun.
yeah.
Um, yeah. Lens.
Do you find yourself out there sitting, getting carried away with photography, or do you kind of separate the two?
Yeah, it kind of depends. I don't know. It's really hard to choose, right? You shoot with the gun or shoot with the camera. They're both they're both great.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure
If
if
I
you
had
like
to,
went out and like, hey, I'm just gonna photograph today, or I'm just gonna hunt today, or you just kind of see how it goes that day and
I
what you're
bring it with
feeling.
me to see how it goes. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Um, if I've had some trigger time, I'll usually put the gun down and then go for the camera. But definitely do pile pics, right?
Yes, sir.
With the camera. But headwind, hearing protection, which I'm not. I need it. I need it. I'm getting old, man, but I'm not a fan of it. I need to figure out one I like. Do you use any hearing protection? Any certain?
No, I need to. I've been looking at it. I'm I'm wanting to order some, and I'd looked at like the axles and stuff like that. I'm trying to trying to see reviews of what everyone thinks is the best and that actually works. Because at work, I need them for work as well because my
Yeah.
job is so loud and everything. Like I'm gonna end up going deaf if I don't find something. But I also like to listen to music and everything else. I'm like, if I could find some of those ones that have it all, but there's just so many options now. Like I looked at one day, there's just every single ad on Instagram and everything else was just all hearing protection. It's like 15 different companies. It's like, yeah, I need some reviews because they ain't cheap either.
No, and that's what I mean. Walkers is a like a good brand, right? But this one of the cheaper options, and I couldn't keep them. I kept losing them. I kept, they die pretty fast. And I kept losing them. So I'm looking for something too. The shooting is really messing with my hearing now.
Yeah.
Like my ears would be sore and it'll be painful. So I got to figure something out. I might just end up having to go with like earmuffs, man. I don't know.
Yeah, when it's me by myself, it's never as much of a problem because I primarily hunt solo. Uh,
Hmm.
and then like this last week hunting with all the other guys, I was actually getting together and hunting together, which isn't often. And I was like, oh, yep, now I remember why exactly I was looking for hearing protection. Someone,
Yeah.
I mean, and everyone, all of us, pretty safe. Like no one's sitting there just blasting in your ear, but still, just close proximities. Four guys in a panel blind. Something's gonna ring you a little bit.
Yeah, everybody gets excited, starts get on the birds, man. It doesn't take much to ring your ears.
Yeah, no, not at all.
I was trying to see if I could find I actually have a wader repair kit in here. I was making a joke the other day on TikTok. I bought this thing when I first started hunting, and I've probably gone through like 3 pairs of waders. All of them have had holes in them. I've yet to use that. So the joke was, keep this in your bag. Don't use it. Complain about your waders. So I don't know if I'm on my own on that one, but yeah, probably wasting money there.
Yeah, Blake put a hole in his new waders a couple years ago. He was swinging off the boat when he had his boat, and his boat had the dills to be able to put a blind on it, and he caught one of those little
Hmm.
sharp squares, and I mean, it ripped a big old hole. It was the very
Golly.
beginning of the hunting trip that he came up here to visit, hunt for a week, and I was like, I don't think you're gonna fit in my spare waders, and they ain't good. And we
Yeah.
patched him, and that's been 3 seasons now, and he's still
It's still
wearing those
going?
things.
Well,
So
I guess I need to use the pad. I don't know.
yeah, he's like, this will just if I could just get it to go long enough till I can get home and order a new pair. And every year I'm like,
Yeah.
you ordered? Nope, they're still holding. I'm not gonna.
It's still holding water. They're good. There's nothing worse than being wet. It's terrible.
Oh, when I went to Arkansas, I flew I flew in and met all those guys and then rode with them the rest of the way from Houston area. And so I didn't, they're like, oh, we'll just use our shotgun. We've got pairs of waders for you. That way, you're not having to pay hundreds of dollars in luggage fees. It's like, okay, that'll work. So I'll bring, like the necessities and all that stuff, and then you'll have the big stuff. First day we got there, my right foot filled up to my knee. And I was like,
Oh,
and we're in Arkansas, and I was like, I can't give in. Like we're on a hour in boat ride to this thing. And so I was like, I'm just gonna have to bear it. And that whole week I was just miserable. My right leg was awful. I was like,
I
yeah.
think the worst part's the next morning when you put them on. There's no words to describe how cold
Oh
it
yeah.
is going that weight or wet.
Yeah. And like I said, we were in there end of January, so it was freezing every night. And I was like, we got to bring these in. I was putting them on top of the water heater and everything. Probably not the safest thing to do, but I was like, I'm dying out here.
Especially the neoprene. Neoprene, it seems like it takes forever for those to
Oh, and it
dry.
just soaks in too once it gets in there. But so what waders are you running? Do you have like a specific pair you've been do you rotate through different ones trying out to see what you like?
So right now I've got gator waders, but they're neoprene. I really want to invest in a good pair of breathables. I just haven't pulled the trigger yet. There's a new company that they've came to our banquet in the past 2 years. They call it Dirty's Outerwear. I don't know if you've seen them.
Oh, I think
They're
I've heard of
fairly
them.
new. But they came to the market with a pretty good waiter, I think. Yeah, lifetime warranty, and they actually have a kids program too.
Okay.
And don't quote me on it, but I believe you buy the kids waiter, and then you get to upgrade once they outgrow them for like a really reasonable amount.
Oh man, that would
So
be awesome. That's something I've
yeah,
kind of looked into because I think it's Shin offers a program like that, and I was like, man, I don't want to spend that money, but in the long run for my kids, it'd be probably save me
yeah,
money. Yeah, the
yeah.
Gator.
Shin's great. I like their stuff a lot. Sitka. I've never had their, never spent the money on, $1,200 waiters, but I don't
Yeah, the Addison bought a brand new pair of Shin waders for this trip, and somehow
know.
they had holes in them, right in the right butt cheek and down the leg, and their customer
Oh man,
service is pretty great. But I was like, man, $1,200, and
that's a big chunk of money.
yeah. Well, he didn't notice it the first day he went out because we were in ankle deep water, and then the second day he fell in the water, so he was soaked all the way through.
Uh,
But
yeah.
yeah, I'll have to look them up. You said Dirty's outerwear?
Yep. Dirty's outerwear. They were at the expo. They've come to our banquet the past 2 years, and they're super nice guys. Yeah,
Yeah, I'll have to
all the
definitely look
interactions.
into them. I run the Gator waders, and this is my third season. I have the insulated breathables.
Hmm.
I love those
You like the
things.
breathable?
I do. I'm
Yeah.
not completely sold on uninsulated zip fronts yet. Like I think
Okay.
that's very I'm not sold on it just because
Okay.
the couple guys that I've hunted with, they're like, "Ah, man, I'm cold," and I'm a layering person. Like I'd rather sweat than be cold when it
Yeah.
comes in there because I can shed layers off. So I'm wearing socks and liner socks. I'll wear underwear and then pants over long underwear and then pants over it, and then I'll wear a shirt and like a shirt style, like pull over, then a hoodie, then my jacket. And like I'll shed layers. I'll go stick it back over in my sled or something like that. But and these
Yeah.
guys are like, I just can't ever put on enough to get get on. They're like, yeah, that zipper front is nice, isn't it?
It's appealing,
Yeah, it
but
is. But they also all hunt South Texas and Louisiana, so I mean,
it gets
the
super
appeal down
cold.
there, I'm sure, is way up
Yeah.
versus, it gets pretty cold up in this area, in your area. We're kind of
Yeah.
laterally the same. And so I'm
We
like, I just don't know if I want to give up my warmth yet.
There's nothing worse than being cold. My feet and my hands are always the first to go, and I hate gloves
Yeah.
and hate layering socks. So it's just a struggle. It's a struggle.
Yeah. That's if I ever find a good pair of gloves that I can actually shoot with, I'll be sold. But I wear them to get out there. And while I'm putting in halftime, I forget to put them on when I go to do decoys, and then my hands are all frozen. But I can't
Yeah,
stand trying to shoot with gloves on.
that's the worst. I've tried like fingerless gloves and thin gloves, and I just can't find any I like.
Yeah, I guess a couple companies are making them now. I don't remember who it was I saw, but they make one that's a mitten, like it's fingered or mitten style, and then it has a warmer pocket on the back, kind of a big thick glove. I'm like, now on my forearm side hand, my left hand, my non-dominant hand, I was like, I could probably get behind that and be able to stick my shooting hand inside there because it never fails. I'm always getting my warmer pocket on my
Yeah,
waders wet somehow, and then it's cold in there. But yeah,
yeah.
I'm the same with you. I can't stand gloves.
Gloves are the worst. I can't work in them. Can't shoot in them. I don't know. I've got to be able to feel. So
Yeah.
yeah,
It's the same way with my job. I'm like, we're supposed to wear gloves for everything. I'm like, I can get away with the rubber gloves just to kind of keep my hands clean. But when I'm getting into the minute stuff and all my fine electrical work, I'm like, I got to be able to feel everything because I'm sitting there, close my eyes to start a thread, hold your tongue out, close your eyes kind of deal.
correct.
But, oh. What kind of shotgun are you running? Are you, it looked
I
like it's 12 gauge on there on the
Yeah.
shells.
Um, I run a Franke Affinity. It was my first semi loader. Um, Man, it's a big game changer. I started off with pumps, so waterfowl hunting with a pump, and I did it over and under for a little while, but I missed that third shell, and then I've been running the Franke for 4 or 5 years. I really like it.
Is that one an inertia or is that a gas driven?
Inertia.
Inertia. That's what I was thinking. I couldn't remember for sure. I've never got
Yeah.
the opportunity to shoot those. But
Yeah. What do
pretty
you
sure
shoot?
I shoot the Stoger.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, with water and everything, I was like, man, I just not there where I want to spend all that money on something that I'm constantly fighting rust and everything on.
I'm
So
hard on it. Hard on the waterfowl gun.
I am too. And those Stogers, man, they keep on going. I've had the only issue I've ever had with mine is my nut inside the butt for that mounts it all together, that mounts the butt to
Yeah.
it, came loose. And I guess that was kind of a mistake on my problem. It was a pretty common thing that I didn't do enough looking on to be like, hey, put some lock thread and retighten that thing on before I went out. And it loosened off on me and it was just throwing off my shot. I was like, man, I'm shooting awful. And then I sit there and wasn't paying attention, pull up in the heat of the moment, shooting a duck. And then I was like, something's not right here. And my whole butt of my gun was sitting there canting like 15 degrees. I was like, well, that's why. Probably wasn't why, but that's what I was blaming it on when I was missing.
Hey, that's a valid excuse. My buddy's Weatherby actually did that to him too, and we were hunting, and it came to where it was just spinning loose.
Mine wasn't that bad, but it was last day, and I was like, I'm gonna keep hunting. I'll figure it out.
Went by for now. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So, what's what other big projects do you have coming up? Anything, or are you just kind of doing these to order, or are you kind of trying to do a push on your lanyards and stuff like that?
Yeah, man, just if someone has an idea, I try to execute it, but I'm just making to stock right now to have stuff on hand and hopefully, people start seeing them and start moving them. Only had a few sales so far, but really just started trying to put myself out there. So I think
I
it'll
say
pick
this is
up.
all pretty recent because it's
Yeah,
been a
yeah,
what
very
month and a
nice.
half or so since I think we first talked, and you still were kind of toying with the idea, I believe.
Yeah,
So
man, just taking it a day. I can only make 3 or 4 a week right now with school and with family. So I don't want too much at once, right? I don't want to get overwhelmed, but also, I want to move some light years. So anyone listening, check them out.
yeah, so you said you have the Shopify store.
Mhm.
I'm not as familiar with that as I probably should be, but do they get a hold of you through there for custom orders, or how's if someone has something custom that they want to kind of talk to you about, how's the best way to get a hold of you for that something in that regard?
Yeah. Facebook Messenger, Instagram Messenger, email. Um, I'm on Instagram probably the most.
Yeah.
Email, and then I believe you can message in Shopify as well.
Okay.
But yeah, you can get a hold of us on any of the social media apps and email, and we'll reach out.
Are you
Me.
are you a Dust Bowl Falco on everything across the board?
Yep, yep. Dust Bowl Falco on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
Awesome. And
And then the Shopify is linked up in all of those as well.
okay, that's what I was going to ask is on the Shopify if it was just a search on there. Like I said, I probably need to get more familiar. I know a lot of people are moving to that and everything. So
Oh, it makes it super easy.
yeah.
It's all under one platform. The order fulfillment, the tracking. You place an order, I get it. I print a label, and it sends the customer emails, updates, and it's everything. It's great.
Well, that is awesome. We'll have to look into. Well, I know we'll have to look into that. I just had never messed with it. Like I said, need to learn more about it. But I know a lot of people are really happy with it.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I love it.
well, is there anything else you wanted to kind of go over? Let anyone know how to find you, talk to you. I think we went over that. So anything else you want to talk about or cover today?
No, I think that's it. You have anything else for me?
Man, I think you answered all my questions. It's been a joy having you on. I really appreciate it. Um,
Yeah.
like I said,
Thanks for having me.
I
Really
know I talked
appreciate
to
it.
you very early on, and then things kind of got crazy. But I'm glad we got you on. It just took me a minute to get it done.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Busy schedules, man. I get it. So I appreciate you having me on, and it's been fun. So
yes,
hopefully we
sir.
can do it again.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Hopefully, your season goes well. I know you said it was kind of a rough start to y'all's season this last weekend, but
Yeah, yeah.
hopefully you'll get some cold, come in, and move some new birds in. Same
Man,
over
hope
here.
so. You too.
Well, good luck, buddy. And I appreciate everyone listening today. Make sure y'all go check him out at Dust Bowl Falco, and we'll see y'all next time.